back again. I apologize, you guys. I don't know what happened there. Hopefully that won't happen again. Okay. um okay. So, welcome again to Queen Universal Readings. I wanted to introduce myself to you guys. Yes, I am Queen Universal. I also have another channel on here. It's at Salita B, which is actually me. Both of these channels pertain to my coaching, okay, my empowerment coaching on one end, and it also pertains to my. I have a television show that comes on public access channel in Lafayette, in Louisiana, because I am in Louisiana. And so some of my videos also are over there on that channel, which it says you can't clip my wings, or you can, Salita B is over on the other channel, my other YouTube channel. Um, so I wanted to come and get an opportunity for you guys to meet me. I apologize. It kind of caught me off guard that my what's the name just went crazy, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So my name is Queen Universal. I was raised in upstate New York. Um, I well, how do I want to say that? Ooh, how do I want to say that? I'm trying to figure out how I want to say it. Was born and raised. I had five sisters. I mean, four sisters. I recently lost one of my sisters and my mom, like right behind each other. I lost both of them right behind each other. So I'm still kind of going through um, the grieving process. So I'm going to get over Things will get better. Um, so I wanted to share with you guys, and I want to thank each and every one of the people who come on here and ask questions and get clarifications from me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because this not only helps you, this helps me too. And it helps me in my coaching business to make me a better person. Hello. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, so, um, it was strange because we knew my mom was going to pass away. My mom was in her 80s, and we were already prepped for her passing away. We weren't prepped for my sister's passing because my mom passed away in April and my sister passed away in June. And the terrifying part for me with my sister is that I actually watched her um, pass away, and I had never seen that before. It was something, okay, really. And so I'm trying to like navigate through grief, okay. And one of the things I do is I love doing the readings. I love coaching. I love doing all that because I know in the process I'm helping me and I'm also helping other people. Um, so I want to come on here and kind of tell you guys, how did you get to the point where you wanted to read, right? Okay. So the earlier video, I don't know what happened. My video started acting crazy, but what I realized was that when I was little, a young lady, a young girl, I like to spend a lot of time by myself, and I have four sisters. And I just like, okay, I can deal with my sisters for a little bit, but I really enjoyed being by myself. And I loved going to the library. The library was my world. If I did something wrong and my mom would say to me, look, you're not going to be able to go to the library today, I would spaz out because the library was my life. It was my fantasy world. So it was everything because I get to read a lot. I get to read books. I mean, the big thick books, the small books. I read all kinds of books, and I read all kinds of genre, nonfiction, fiction, the whole nine yards. So mysteries, thrillers, which I love, and so I would go to the library and get a whole bunch of books and read all of them and take them back and get some more. And so my imagination was always vivid. Okay. Also, I'm an Aquarius. So if you guys know anything about zodiac signs, Aquarians are like that. We can do things by ourselves. We don't have to have anybody around us. We can do it. Okay. Um, so So as I got older and I was reading more of the preteen books, there was a story called Endless Love. And like I said, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Endless Love. It was a movie. Well, it turned into the movie. I came to my mom one day and I said to her, I said, Mom, I said, I just finished reading this book, or I read this book, Mom, and guess what? It's going to be a movie. And she was like, she looked at me like, okay, all right, you know, and kept doing what she was doing. You guys, I will not tell you a lie. That book became a movie. And I just like, oh my God. And I told her about it. And I was like, Mom, they made it into a movie. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you guys know Brooke Shields. You guys might be too young, but Brooke Shields played in Endless Love. I can't remember the little guy. The guy had curly blonde hair. I cannot remember his name for nothing in the world. But the book actually became a movie. So I kind of kept that in the back of my head because I'm like, man, I predicted something, right? So I told, when I was on earlier, I was telling people about being an empath. An empath is a person who can feel other people's feelings, their emotions. And most of the time, empaths can't be around a lot because the energy is so flowing and it can get them confused. So we spend a lot of time alone. We really do. We spend a lot of time alone. And like I said, as a Aquarius is like that. They spend a lot of time alone. Um, so, the next incident I want to tell you about that got me to this point was when I had I had finished my time in the military, and I was living in Clarksville, Tennessee. And I had already graduated from business school. So I was working in a call center. And one call center had already laid us off. So I was panicking and I was stressing out. And at the time I was in church, and I had told my girlfriend, I said, look, I can't be sitting around and waiting for something to happen. I got to go find a job because at the time I had a kid. So I was like, I got to pay my bills. So she kept telling me, she said, you got to have faith. You got to have faith. It's like, I can't wait on that. I said, I got to be able to pay bills. So I took a job in Nashville. I lived in Clarksville, and I took the job in Nashville. The Nashville was 45 minutes away. So the job literally had a van that would come to Clarksville and pick you up and then take you to the job, which was awesome. All you had to do was get to the place where you could park and go get on the van. Well, I had a car, and it wasn't far from where I lived at, where they pick you up at. So this morning, I get dressed to the nine. I had high heels on. I mean, I was really like looking very businesslike. So to, I left the house and I got a flat tire. So I was like, oh my God, I got a flat tire. What the hell? So I was like, what am I going to do? You had to meet the van at 8 o'clock. So I get down the street and I was like, I can't do anything. So I get to the Texaco station, a young gentleman, which I had no problem with changing the tire. I was about to change my tire because I know how to do that. I was in the military and I drove trucks. Okay. So it wouldn't have been a problem. So the guy saw that I was all dressed up and he said, no, 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 let me do that. He said, let me put your tire on for you. So, and I'm already panicking, my makeup coming off. I was like, I was in a tizzy, right? And I was so stressed out because I said, I got to get this job. I said, I have to get to work because I got to get paid, right? So, I was panicking and he was like, calm down. He said, we're going to get your tire fixed. So he fixed my tire. So, you guys, if you understand how the spirit works, it told me not to go to work that day. What it told me to do was to go to my girlfriend's house I was talking about earlier. So she was around the corner from the Texaco station. So I wasn't far from where she lived. So it said, go to her house. I'm serious. It said, go to her house. So I go to her house and I park in front of her house. And I know that day she was still in school. I had already graduated, but she was still in school. So I went to her house and I knocked on her door. I ringed her doorbell and I just said to her, I said, Tina, I said, I'm going to miss the van. I don't know what to do. I was crying. I was upset. I said, I can't do this no more. I can't do this. So she said, come on in, Selita. And she said, Let me pray for you, because that was the relationship we had. So I let her pray for me. So when I stood up to pray with her, because she grabbed my hands, you guys, I fell to the floor. As soon as she grabbed my hands, I fell to the floor. Now, at this time, we had walked into her kitchen, right? And I hit the floor, heels and all, everything just whoo. And I start like spazzing. I'll call it spazzing. And I kept seeing things. There was visions in front of me. A lot of stuff was going on in front of me in my, in my eyesight. That's what I saw. And one thing it would not let me see is Jesus. It would not let me get Jesus out. For some reason, this thing would not let me say Jesus. So I'm screaming and hollering. And look, you guys, at the time, she had started praying for me. And she stood up and walked away, like walked to the back of her house and left me in the kitchen, scrambling on the floor, screaming and hollering and trying to, whatever this was inside me, it was not coming out. I mean, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what the is going on here? This is not supposed to be happening to me. You know what I'm saying? This not, I said, and then I tried to call her in the room, in the kitchen. She would not come at all. She would not come. So I'm going to tell you why. Later on down the line, I'm going to tell you why she didn't come. So for a long time, and you guys, if you wear weave and stuff. So at the time, I have hair. Don't think I don't have hair. I have hair. I had my hair up in a ponytail, but I had one of those buns on the top of my head. It was so funny, you guys. So my bun fell off because I was scrambling so hard on the floor. I was struggling on the floor. I hit my head up against the stove, and she had this big, beautiful fish tank in the dining room, because the dining room and the kitchen was a combination, was together. And I was like, oh my God, if I keep scrambling, I'm going to hit that tank and I'm going to knock that tank over, right? So I was kind of panicking that I was going to hit the tank. So, but nothing would keep me from whatever this was that was in me was not moving. It would not let me go. That's what it was. It was holding on to me. And like I said before, it would never let me say Jesus. So finally, it was like a band, I could see a band of angels come around me, because I was laying on the floor, and they came around me. And I don't talk about this story. I don't tell it to a lot of people, but I've told it to enough, I think. So this little thing, it had sharp teeth. It had like, I don't want to say it wasn't blood or anything. It was like slava, I guess, dripping down off his mouth. And it had long hands, and it looked like a little monkey. It actually looked like a little monkey. And it took off running. And the reason why I know my story is real, and what I saw and what I felt inside me was real, was because somebody else had a similar story. And that person had the similar story, had the same situation happen to her. Finally, I was able to say Jesus. It was like a band of angels came around me. The thing took off, and I could say Jesus again, because it would not let me say Jesus. So finally, I got up. My head was pounding. It was a because I had banged it so much against her stove and her dining room table, right? And her chairs, right? And I scuffed up her floor because I had heels on, right? So, oh my God, it's just bringing back some stuff, boy. So when I stood up, it was like a heavy load was lifted off of my shoulders, right? So this heavy load was lifted off of my shoulders, and I felt so different, right? And I asked her for some aspirin. She finally came into the kitchen, and I kept saying to her, I said, I need some aspirin. So she said, okay, I'll get you some aspirin. She gave me some aspirin, and I said, did you hear me calling you? And I'm still out of breath. I'm like, did you hear me call you? She said, yeah, I heard you call me. She said, but I was told to leave you there. She said, this was yours. This was you. This was not me. She said, I was told to leave you alone. Right? So also while I was down on the floor having that moment, she had started praying over me. And like I said before, she has prophesied in the past. And she kept saying to me, she said, I see some darkness. She said, I see envy. I see jealousy. What is going on with you? So she kept naming off all these different things that she was seeing in me. And then that's when she was told to get up and leave me alone and walk to and finish doing what you were doing. And at the time, she was taking a shower and getting prepared to go to school. Okay, so she said to me, she said, Celine, you know, I got to go to school. So I'm going to leave. She said, just lock up when you leave. Like, it was like nothing. It was like she was not, it didn't like, what did you have? What happened? Nothing like that. It was like she was calm as pie, right? So she gets to school and she walks into the classroom. And my friend is very dark skinned. She's darker than me. At the time, she was darker than me. But she was a beautiful girl. And she walks in the classroom. And you know what the students said to her? They said to her, wow, Tina, you're glowing. And she looked around and she said, if you knew what I went through this morning, she said, you would be glowing too. So when she said that, she told me that part, it was like, wow. You know, that literally, so we were not. So I told my friend about it, and my friend was like, really? I said, yeah. And me and Tina went over to her house and told her what happened. Because it was like way out of nowhere that this happened. But you guys, I felt so much better. I probably didn't realize that I was carrying this thing in me. I had no idea. I was just trying to live. I was trying to survive. You know, you be in a survival mode, making sure your rent paid, you know, till everything's taken care of, and you're constantly doing this all the time. And when you're a single parent, it is a lot, and people don't realize it. You're in survival mode all the time when you don't have that, you know, that support system. But I was blessed because I did have a support system. I had my friends. So after that happened, we go to church together. And this is when I realized that my discernment got stronger and the empath part of me got stronger. So I was sitting in church, and what happened was little tiny events happened after that happened that I was like, man, wow. I could feel when people were upset, okay? And I can feel when people are going through something. That's the gift, is when you can feel other people's issues and problems and situations. So I was sitting in church, and she was sitting on one side, and we had our kids. I have one kid, she has three. And we were sitting on the bench, and there was a lady sitting next to me, and I start crying. Just out of the blue, I start crying. I wasn't crying because I was upset or anything. I mean, I was in church. I was crying because of her. So I'm sitting next to, and I'm squirming like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. So I'm crying, like boo-cooing out of nowhere. So when church, like, you know, when it was almost time for us to go, I tapped her on the shoulder and I told her, on her leg. And I told her, I said, it's going to be all right. And she looked at me. She looked like, I said, yes, it's going to be all right. Whatever it is, it's going to be all right. And she said to me, thank you. And so Tina heard me say this to her because I was doing this was just one lady. It was other people I was doing this to. And she said to me, she said, let me tell you something. She said, you have a gift and everybody's not going to be accepting of your gift. So you can't go around just outright saying that to people or, because people are going to be very uncomfortable. So I was like, Tina, so I got to learn how to hone this in, right? She said, yeah, you're going to have to learn how to hone in that spirit, the spirit of discernment. I said, but it's hard when you're crying for people. She said, yeah, I understand that you're crying for people, but you have to be able to hone it in where you can get it under control. I said, okay, because, I know she knew that. So I said, okay, I'll try not to. So for a long time, like, oh, let me tell you. Another incident happened. My son had came at the time, like I said, we were living in Tennessee, so my son had came down here for some in the summertime. And I can truly say, at the time, my son wasn't a bad kid at all. He was mischievous, but he wasn't bad, and I didn't have to, he wasn't one of those kids. He was just a bad, I mean, I'm more mischievous. Like he was here with with his grandmother at the time. So I came down to get him to bring him back home to drive back to go back to Tennessee, and mom had gave me a list of stuff that he had did because being who he is, and he had taken a watch, and I was like, Tavares, you don't have to do that. You have everything. But I think at the time he was doing it for attention. He was doing it for a lot of, how kids are. And I'm not saying that my son is not a thief at all. But at the time, and I said to him, I fussed with him on the phone before I came down here. And I said to him out the blue, I said, Tavares, what did you do with that watch? And he said, what watch? I don't have. I said, Tavares, you have a watch that doesn't belong to you. Now, you guys, I'm telling you, I'm in Tennessee. He's down here in Louisiana. My mom hadn't told me about that yet at all. So I didn't know anything about a watch until I talked to him. I just had a feeling and I was like, it's a watch. So I said, whoever you got that watch from, you need to give that watch back because it's not yours. And he tried to say, well, Mom, no, I don't have a watch. You have a watch. You guys, he literally had somebody's watch, one of the other kids' watch, that he was wearing and he didn't give it back. So I told my mom laughed. She laughed at me. She said, yeah, he had somebody's watch. So he had to give it back. So I fussed with him about that. So that was like third or fourth incident that I can remember in my head happening that dealt with me being who I am. So when I moved to Louisiana at the time, I was going to different prayer meetings. I was going to prayer meetings. And because I was actually very much so into the church. I'm not anymore, but I was back then. I was literally into church. And so I went to this prayer group and we were praying. I mean, like everybody was praying and they were trying to get a young man saved. And you guys will not tell you a lie. Something told me he's not ready. I heard it. It says, tell them he's not ready. So I'm trying to ignore and I'm looking around. I'm watching everybody else praying over him and stuff. And I'm saying, oh my God. So it kept telling me, it says, tell him he's not ready. He's not ready. It's like, oh, I said, okay, I'm going to keep that to myself. I'm not going to say that. And it told me again, tell them he's not ready. So while everybody was praying, right, I blurted out, y'all, he's not ready. So everybody look around at me. Everybody's like, where did she get that from? It's like, well, I just said, he's not ready. And you guys, will you believe that it was right? After church, after we finished praying and everything, he didn't get saved that night. And we were all walking out the door and we kind of talking to each other. And the young man came up to me. And he said to me, he said, thank you. I was like, and I thought to myself, so what are you thanking me for? He said, how did you know I wasn't ready? I said, I didn't. He said, well, I want to thank you. He said, because I was not ready. He said, I got a lot of stuff I got to work on. I was not ready. So what I'm saying is, when you have gifts, don't squash them. Learn how to control them and use them in different ways. Okay? So for a long time, life started lifing for me. So I stopped paying attention to a lot of things that were happening because it never went away. It's a gift. So you use it, when you can. And a lot of times I just I put it in the back of my head. So I never really kept, it didn't bring it up again. The stories, the incidents I just didn't pay too much attention to them. And they still happen today. Um, it's more stronger that I'm older now. I can talk to my friends and I can tell them certain things. And it's like, how did you know that? I just, I know that. And I can, like I said, being an empath, I can feel different energies. So I don't do people. I don't do crowds. I used to love to go to places and I don't do them anywhere. I mean, anymore because the energies are overwhelming for me. I can't be in a room with a whole bunch of people because I can feel their energies, and some energies are not good. And sometimes you don't need to be in a room full of different types of energies anyway, because it definitely it wears you out. Like I can, even like if I go to the grocery store, um, and there's a lot of people in the grocery store, and I'm really honing in on them, it's overwhelming for me. I have to come out that place. I can't stay in that place too long. Um, like today, I went to Bath and Bodies, okay, and there was a line, there was people in there, but I came in and I didn't hone in on the idea that I'm in a place with a lot of people in it, so it didn't bother me. I went in, got what I needed, and I left out. But majority of the time, I'm home. I don't go a lot of places because I can't. I get overwhelmed, and an empath does that because you got all these different feelings and different emotions around you, and it overwhelms you. Let me tell you about another incident that just really gave. Oh my God! Let me tell you what else happened to me to make me know that I am gifted or that I have been gifted. So I lost my husband's baby sister passed away like suddenly out the blue. She passed away. My sister-in-law and my sister-in-law, my other sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, they both live in California. They don't live here. So we were my husband couldn't do it because my husband was devastated. That was his baby sister. So he was devastated. So it was left up to me and my son and her son to prepare the funeral, to prepare all that stuff, get all that stuff together. So we're doing the funeral home, we're doing her clothes, I'm talking back and forth to California to get everything together and making sure everything. So we had to pick out the gravesite, right, you guys? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, okay? This was something. So we had to go pick out the plot. So we went to the gravesite, and the guy was walking with us, and he was taking us to the gravesite, right? So as I left out the building, it was me, my son, and my nephew, and we were walking. They were walking in front of me, and I was walking by myself behind them. You guys, I walked in the pathway, like you're in the pathway, and there's graves on this side, and there's graves on that side. So the graves on this side just hopped out and start talking to me. Like literally, I can hear a whole bunch of voices coming at me. Again, like I told you guys, whenever I feel something, I research it. I make sure that I'm not the only one feeling this way. Come to find out, yes, this is a real feeling. It's legit. So, a whole bunch of spirits came toward me, okay? And they hit me in my chest. I mean, I don't know how to describe this, but it's like, like something punches you in the chest. That was the feeling I got. It was like something that poof right in my chest, and I could hear a lot of different voices. And one voice I heard was a lady. She said, "I don't belong here." She kept saying to me, "Help me. I don't belong here." Right? So I'm saying to my nephew and my son, "Y'all, do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that?" And it was like, what are you talking about? They looking back at me like, "What are you talking about?" No, we don't hear nothing. But I know what I heard, right? So after that incident, I was like, and I came home and I told my husband about it, and he knows that I'm that person. I'm that flighty spiritual person to this, and and it was like he was like, "Huh?" I said they were talking to me, right? So they were talking to me. So I don't do grave sites very well because it can be overwhelming sometimes. So when that happened, I said, okay, here we go again. We're going back to the incidents happening to me. So then the other incident that happened to me was me. I never go to grave sites at night. Okay, I'm just letting you know. So my girlfriend wanted to take me on a tour of, they had a tour in New Orleans. We were in New Orleans, and one of the grave sites, one of their infamous, I think, I can't remember if it's the St. Thomas or something, you can do a tour. What was so weird was people had their kids out there. I would never take a kid, not at nighttime, to a gravesite, but they had their kids with them. I was like, do you see they got their kids with them? I would never take a kid. So happened I told the guide about what one of my incidents. And he said to me, he said, okay, he said, I tell you what, he said, you just stay with me, stay along with me. Don't walk behind me, just walk with me. He said, because if you feel something, I'll know to take you back to the bus. I said, okay. So as I was walking through, they have a grave set, a monument where they have people who passed away in the Katrina storm, and they have a plaque up there for them, a whole big monument for them. And I could hear some voices, but not. It wasn't like the other incident that happened to me. So I was able to walk through and not have any major issues going through that. But there was a time while I was walking through, I heard, some distinct whispers, but I didn't tell him about it because I didn't want him to stop the tour for me. So we got through it and it was good. And, I said, okay. And I told my friend that I did hear some. So the next time this happened to me was we were, my sister passed away. I told you guys that my sister and me and her lived here, lived in Louisiana together. My other three sisters live in Georgia. So I, my mom passed away in April. She passed away in June. And I told you guys earlier that I saw her die. I was there with her at the hospital when she passed away in front of me. So I'm already devastated trying to deal with that, seeing all that, and, you know, um, like still in shock that she's gone because we were close. We both went into military together. We did a lot of things. Our whole careers were like right at each other. And we're not twins or anything, but we grew up close in that sense. Um, so again, I was helping my niece. We had to find a gravesite for her. For some reason, I'm always finding grave sites for people. So we went to, and she's a veteran, so we were in the veteran portion of this gravesite. And so my niece and her father-in-law, because her father-in-law is a chaplain, all three of us went to go look for a gravesite for my sister where we were going to bury her at. And we were walking through the gravesite, and people wanted to talk to me. And I told them, no. I said, you guys, today is not the day. So my niece was standing over on the other side with her father-in-law. And she looked at me. She said, Auntie, are you all right? I said, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I said, but you guys, you know what? I'm going to go back to the car because what happens when that happens to me, I get exhausted. Okay? I get real exhausted. So because I guess they're taking your energy, and it takes energy for them to talk to you, I guess. So I was standing in the middle of a bunch of graves, and they were trying to, and I told them, I said, no, we're not talking today. I have nothing for you guys today because I'm trying to deal with my sister's death. Because I literally had to tell them that because it was like they were going to try to talk to me. It's like, no, I'm going to the car. So I went to the car and I sat in the car. So I told my husband about it, and I told my son, and I told my best friend that everywhere I go, these people want to talk to me. So what happens a lot now, I have these loud ringings in my ear all the time. Now, according to the spiritual realm, it means someone, your ancestors, somebody is talking to you. So, like right now, my ears are ringing like crazy. And I have these loud ringing in my ears. Okay, like constantly. Every now and then it won't ring, but majority of the time it is. And I'm thinking it's my mom and my sister talking to me. Now, I'm going to go a little bit further back. You would not believe I have a 41-year-old son. My son is grown. I'm going to tell you another incident that happened to me. I was like, oh, golly, she got all these stories because I'm serious. I'm not lying. These things happen. So when we talk about seeing ghosts, or apparitions as they call them, when my son was a baby, and my son, I think he also has something. I don't know what it is directly, but I think he has something too. When he was a baby, I was in my apartment, and his bassinet was by my bed. And at the time, I had just lost my grandma, my grandfather, and one of my mom's oldest sister, all around the same time. And that was like in the 80s. My son was born in 83. So my grandpa, I think he died in 81, and so did my auntie. She died around the same time he died. And then my grandmother died in 82, I think. Yeah, about 82. So they never saw him, right? And so one night we were laying in the bed, house dark, apartment dark, and I was laying in the bed and he was in his bassinet. And I had turned over to the wall, right? And then I like kind of flipped over. And you guys, standing over my son's bassinet was my grandma, my grandpa, and my Aunt Leola. And I'm saying that because these literally were them because I know what they look like. I mean, I know my grandma, grandpa, and Aunt Leola. So they were standing over his bassinet because he was in a bassinet. And they were looking down with him, playing with him, right? And my grandpa wanted to pick him up. And my grandma took his hand and slapped his hand away, like, no, you can't pick him up. And then they disappeared. Like, they looked up and then all three of them disappeared, right? Man, you guys, I hollered. I turned on every light in the house and I called my mom. I said, Mom, guess what? Grandpa, Grandma, and Aunt Leola just left here. She's like, what? So she was like, girl, you gotta be. I said, no, Mom, I'm serious. They just got through talking to Tavares. They was looking at Tavares. I said, I can't stay here. I'm coming up to your house. I said, no, I'm coming up to your house. And I was like, nah, that's all right. I'm going to stay. But I'm not sleeping with all the lights off. So I literally turned on every light in the house. Okay? Every light in the house. I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not sleeping in this house by myself. So I turned on the lights, but I finally went to sleep. But I could never forget that. So I'm telling you guys this because it leads to where I'm at now. Um, my discernment is very strong. My empath, my path, my empath abilities are very strong. So this led me to doing this, and um, because I know I can help other people with it. It doesn't mean that um, that how do I want to say this? I don't, because I can't, believe it or not, it took me a long time to talk about my readings because a lot of people, we have, because we're religious based, we're not spiritually based. Majority of the time, we're not spiritually based. We're religious, and religion is man made. Let's just say it what it is. So, because we've been indoctrinated into the religious mindset, when you talk about tarot, when you talk about reading, when you talk about spiritual awakening, when you talk about all those things, people don't get it and they won't. And I live in a southern state, okay? I live in the Bible Belt. Everybody around you go to church. Well, I was in the church. I was a youth minister. I was a Sunday school teacher. I did all of that. And then I realized that's not where I need to be. I had to come to that point where I learned so much on the outside that I just, church was overwhelming. And like I said, if you constantly learn, and I read and understand and comprehend and put things together, church was not where I needed to be. And so I left the church. And it's been about, oh gosh, it's been over 13 years since I've been in the church. Well, not 13 years since I've been in the church, but 13 years that I have associated myself with church. going as a member. I've gotten out of the church, and I've noticed a lot of people have been doing that. They've been getting, deciding not to have to, do church. It's just if we could know the distinction between, um, if we can understand the distinction between, how do you want to say that? Hold if we could understand the distinction between going to church and learning something, um, other than going to church and I don't know how I want to say that. Going to church and being in church and being involved in church. Um, everybody's not. It's not for everybody, and I think we have to realize that it's not for everybody, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Not to go to church. I don't blame anybody for it. I don't get upset about it at all. I think it's all right. It's all right if people don't go to church. And I don't judge people for that. I know a lot of people, like sometimes in my lives, I have people coming in talking about Jesus Christ, and this is not the place for that. Um, I don't find this is the place for us to do that in. This is a space where people feel comfortable if they don't, um, are not religious. Okay. Um, if you're not religious, that's fine. It doesn't, it's not going to stop me from doing what I'm doing when I'm reading. I don't let that bother me. You guys, so we went through the book. We went through this book right here because I wanted you to get familiar with tarot. Okay. We went through this book. We just finished it the other day, where we talked about each and every one of the cards that's with tarot. Okay. And I'm still in process of learning more things about tarot, because it's a very interesting subject. And I think not just anybody can do it unless you really, really, really are serious about it, or unless, and it's fun. It's not nothing that's gonna, oh, you do the dark arts and you're into witchcraft and, all that, they give you this, because I have a lot of friends that are very, they're deep into the church. Um, but and I also have friends who also experienced the same thing I did. So I have a group of friends that I can talk to about different things. One of my friends, we had a one-on-one conversation around the group, and he explained to me um, that I was correct on some stuff about him. He didn't want to say it in front of the group, but he said it to me. And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, you got it. You got to pay attention to it, okay?" And he was like, "I didn't know that. I didn't know I had that. I didn't." But now you know. Now you know that you've been gifted. There's a lot of us out here that are very much so gifted when it comes to your spirituality, and we don't realize it. We don't realize it because we don't pay attention to it. We go on with our daily task. We talk, we do, and things are happening all the time, constantly, and we're not picking up on them because we're not honed in on it. All the time. It happens all the time, you guys, and we're not honed in on it, so we don't know. And it only happens. It's only when you actually honing in on it, that you see that, okay, wow, that really happened to me. Wow. And it's fascinating, and I think it's so much of a wonderful world to be in, and the awakening of knowing that, hey, you got this. Now, let me tell you this. Just because I read don't mean that I don't get read to. Definitely. Um, I live in Louisiana. People think voodoo, hoodoo, the whole nine yards. I have a person I go to, and it's called Dusan, Louisiana, that I drive to, which is on the outskirts of Lafayette. And this man is right on it. I have a man that I go to, and there's a lady. Matter of fact, his mom does it. And one time I went to her, and it was so funny. Um, she said to me, she said two things to me. She said, "Quit fussing at your husband so much." And it's not me fussing, like sometimes we can put a lot of pressure on our spouse a lot of times. And it's not good to do that. So I don't know if I had fussed with him at the time, but that's one of the things she said. She said, quit fussing at your husband. And then she said, also slow down. And I'm like, what? She said, you need to slow down. Like, okay, I didn't know I was, doing anything fast, So it's so funny what happened. Maybe about a week or two, I think I was on my way to Georgia, because at the time we had already moved my mom to Georgia at the time. This is before she passed away, and we were on our way. Either that, I was on my way to Texas, either Georgia or Texas, and I got a ticket. I got a ticket. I got a $241 ticket. And so at the time, my other friend was with me when we went. She was in the room with me when the lady told me, when his mom told me that. I said, you would not believe. I called her up and I said, you would not believe what just happened to me. And she's like, what? I said, I got a ticket. She bust out laughing because she remembered her telling me to slow down. So let me tell you, when people have that on them, believe it, okay? Believe it because it's true. I had no idea, and I don't get tickets. I'm not a person to get tickets. That's what was so messed up. I don't get tickets, but that day I got a ticket. I definitely got me a good ticket, $241. So I knew then. I said, okay, I'm gonna have to slow down. But so, I'm telling you this because these are the people who I go to when I need some reassurance of things. There's another young lady that I go to, and she predicted to me. She told me my mom was going to pass away. And at the time I didn't know. I think I had that reading like back then. It was in November, the month of November. I had the reading, and my mom passed away that April. So she knew already my mom was going to pass away. She just told me, you're going to lose somebody. She said a brown skinned, she kind of described her to me. It was my mom. I was lost. I didn't think it was my mom, but it was my mom. My mom had passed away. Um, so what I'm saying is these people are real. There's nothing fake about them. Um, and I like to get my advice from people that I trust. Um, because we know there's scammers out here that does this, and they're they're very much so scamming you. I don't have time for that. I'm too much of a person who I'm very sympathetic toward people. So because of me being an empath, I can't. I don't play with people's feelings at all. Um, you give me a rock, I give you fire. Okay. Let's see, fire stick. Oh, okay. Give me a rock, I'll give you a fire stick. Okay. All right. Well, oops. Sorry, y'all. Well, how did that happen? Hold up. I wasn't trying to touch that. Okay, hold up. I got this big screen in front of me. I apologize. And I was messing with it. Okay. So that is okay. Another thing, real quick, because I told you guys was going to tell you some more things. Okay, and I don't know if I shared this with you. I might have shared this with you a long time ago. These are the books that I use. Some of the tools and resources I use. So I found this on Amazon, and I don't know if I told you guys earlier what I use these for. Okay, so I found this on Amazon too. Okay, and it is a self-care journal. So what I do is I write in my journal and I use these stickers to describe my readings. Okay, I'm telling you guys, it helps out so much. Okay, like I said, I found both of these on Amazon. And what I do is when I do my reading, I take all the cards that came out in my reading and I put them on here and then I break them down on here. See? As you can see, this is what it looks like. Okay? So, for instance, um, So this reading right here, um, so if you see, and most of the time I do a 12 card draw for you guys, and I'm learning more draws. And the reason why I use this, because to me this draw kind of spreads out everything. I have another draw that's coming up that I'm learning how to do it. I haven't got it down pat yet, but I'm learning how to do it. But this is, and let me tell you something. We're constantly learning different things. Okay, you never stop learning in tarot. And I advise you, if you're going to get into tarot reading, don't ever stop learning things, okay? And I'm going to show you another book that I use. Okay, so this, I broke everything down on what I saw in these cards for myself. And usually I do my own reading for me. I do it on Sundays. Every Sunday, once a week, I do it. You can do it every day, but I do it once a week. Now, this is another book that I use. And I found this on Amazon again, and it's Tarot Spreads. Learning the different, and it's by Barbara Moore. Learning the different spreads. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Celtic, or they call it Celtic spread. You know, that's like one of the famous ones. Well, this book tells you how to do the different spreads and what they mean. Now, the one that I'm learning right now, it's called, it's a 44 card spread, and it's called Your Spiritual Map. And very interesting. It's a lot, but that's what it's called. So yeah, this book right here really breaks it down for you. So I'm gonna start working some of these again, because I only did it for myself at the time. It wasn't for anybody else. I did it for myself so that I could learn how to do the different spreads. And also, I know a lot of people think, doing the zodiac readings. I haven't gotten to those yet. Um, I haven't gotten those yet. That's a lot. Those zodiac readings, I got this book for that. This book is excellent. It's called Astrology for Real Life. And it's a workbook for beginners, which is by the same lady, Teresa Reed, that I told you, that wrote the other book. She wrote this book. Okay. Good stuff. I do have another book that also breaks down the cards, and it goes more and more in depth. But I do a lot of reading. So I don't know if you're familiar with the birth chart. I did my own birth chart. Very interesting. It's hard to do. Well, it's kind of complicated, but after a while you can do it. It won't be hard to do. And I realized, let me see if I can talk about myself. And it also has places in there where you can work out stuff. Okay. So what I realized on my birth chart, let me see. Let me see something in here. And it has, you have all your zodiac signs. Um, I found out that and they also have houses in here. Okay, they have the elements. Mine is more. I'm more air, intellectual, quick, analytical, communicative. As you know, I'm on here. I'm very communicative. That's what my characteristics as elements are. Um, I'm a fixed sign, and I have a masculine energy, according to this book. Um, and you have high vibes and you have low vibes. Okay. Um, with me being an Aquarius, I'm intellectual, eccentric, which I am, futuristic. We're very innovative, and we think quick on our feet. Logical, um, unorthodox, truthful, rational, objective. Okay. When I'm on my low vibration, I lack empathy, which is crazy with me being an empath. I actually don't give a I get to the point where I don't give a shit. I'm just saying. I get stubborn. Um, I can get sort of like dictatorship wise, and I can get argumentative, and rebellious. So, and I don't have a problem with saying who I am. Stubborn, distant, detached. Um, I'm not commit phobic. I don't have a problem with that. And rebellious. Well, I said that already. So those are my characteristics in the zodiac sign. Um, Another thing in here, it breaks down the houses. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the houses. There's a thing called houses in this, and you have to know which house you come from. I'm in the 11th house, and I can tell you what the 11th house is. Let's see, 11th house. It breaks down to the different suns. Let's see what the house, let me get to the houses. Here we go. So for instance, this is what it says about me through the sun. So this is about me through the sun. It says here, I'm a water barrier, Uranus and Saturn. And let me tell you about Aquarius people. Aquarius people are almost bipolar. Well, they said I was bipolar. Because we are ruled by two different planets. And we're the only sign that's actually ruled by two different planets. That's Saturn and Uranus. Okay? And one is strict and the other one is not. Okay? It says here, because you're ruled by Uranus, you can be unpredictable at times. One day you're sporting green hair and glittery jumpsuit, while the next finds you in a shaved head in a business suit. Change excites you, so you will seek out intellectual stimulation. So yeah, I'm about this. You can talk to me all day long. If you can't stimulate this, I can't talk to you. And I love talking. I love conversations. I love great topics, politics, science, the world. I love talking about a lot of things. I am very much so stimulated by intellect. Okay. It also says you live in your head, which I do constantly. I have to sometimes literally stop thinking about certain things because I literally live in my head. Okay, it says, which makes it hard for you to get into your feelings. That's right. That's when people say we're detached when we're really not. It says, like Mr. Spot, you expect things to be logical. But like the Tin Man, part of you is searching for your heart. Emotions tend to run through your mind, and you can appear to be emotionally unavailable or aloof. Sometimes people say that about Aquarius. They'll detach. They'll ghost you. Okay, they'll say that in a heartbeat. And I think I do that for real, you guys. Humanitarian pursuits fill your life with meaning. I'm an activist. I'm with organization that for fairness and justice and political. So I'm very much so that. I'll give you the shirt off my back. That's just who I am. Um, when you have a good cause, you're on top. You're in top form. Without one, you'll still look for a way to contribute something meaningful to the world, even if only your friendship to those in need. Exactly. When I'm high vibing, I can be loyal, non-judgmental, smart, and innovative. When I'm not, I'm unpredictable, stubborn, and rebel without a cause. So yeah, this literally breaks me down. Okay. Um, that's just me. Um, and I fall in the 11th house. So let me tell you what the 11th house is. Let's see. Let me see. Let's talk about what the houses are. Let's see here. Real quick here. Let's see. What house are you in? I fall into. Okay. And I also found out as an Aquarius, I am also a. Let's see. Oh, I forgot what it is. Um, House systems. Okay. Let's see. Intersection. This some stuff in here, you guys. Strength, okay. I'm trying to figure out where we talk about the houses at so you'd understand what the houses are. Let me see. Oh, let me give you a website that you can go to if you want to do your birth chart. If you're interested in your birth chart, let me tell you where you can go. Let me get the website. And it's not hard to do. Let's see here. You can go to here it goes. It's called www.astro.com. Astro is ASTRO.com. And you can also go to www.alabe, which is ALABE.com /free chart. Okay. You can go there and answer all the questions if you want to do your own chart, your birth chart. Okay. And it breaks it all the way down. It tells you exactly where you need to go and how to go about doing it. Okay. So if you're interested in your own birth chart, getting really, really into it, that's it. That's the place to go. Okay. And it breaks down everything for you there. And then you'll know, like, because I'm an age of Aquarius, age of Aquarius is a big thing. Um, I'm learning a lot about the moon's phases and, how you're supposed to do. We have a new moon coming. No, I'm sorry, a full moon on the 15th of November. I'm antsy. Certain things start to affect you. So if we have a full moon coming on the 15th, I'm antsy. I'm confused. What else is going on? Those are two main things right now. And it happens around the time when this change is about to happen. I get antsy. I get, sometimes I get the butterflies. Because when I first started doing this, I don't know if you guys were on the page when I very first started doing this, I would get this butterfly feeling in my stomach all the time before I start reading. Now it's like, now I could do it without a heartbeat. Thank you guys for, first of all, I don't know you guys coming in now. Let me see. I haven't been paying attention. I'm not ignoring you guys on purpose. Let me see. So, okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay. You give me. Okay. I think you hear the spirits just right. Yes. Thank you, Adriana. Thank you. Adriana, thank you so much. You are so sweet. Let's see. Shout out to the yes. Let's see. I'm seeing the number 1111. Does mean is it a miracle? Okay, give me a second, Sylvia, and I'm gonna look at my cards and I'll tell you that. Can you know if my significant other leave me? Are you asking me that in a yes or no question? If you want me to do a yes or no, give me a second. I'll do that for you too. And I'm new to all of this. Dude, yeah. It's awesome. I'm telling you, it is so awesome. So you haven't, okay. So Sylvia has a yes or no question, and she said something else. You're seeing 1111. Okay, let me get my number cards real quick, you guys, and see what we got going on here. I don't know if it has that many ones on it, but let me see. I'll tell you. Let me see how many. I don't think they have that many ones on them. How many? You have 4 ones? Okay. You have 4 ones. Let's see what the cards say. Give me a second here. If anybody else have any questions for me, feel free to ask me. I don't mind. And again, if you guys Want me to do a personal reading, you can go to Hypsee, HYPSEE.com, Queen Universal, and book an appointment with me, and I can take care of you from there. Give me a second here. Okay, so Sylvia, you said you're seeing 111. It's saying your wish is going to come true. It says here, wish come true. Moderation, patience, flowing, self-realization, manifestation, gateway, taking action. You're in for a lucky break. It may come as happy news, experience, new opportunities, or an exciting acquaintance. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time. It is not a coincidence, but a gift from fate. So yes, Miss Sylvia, if you're seeing that number, you got some good stuff coming your way. You want a yes or no? Okay, all right. Anybody else have anything else you want me to answer for you before? Because I got to do my reading too, so I have to do my regular reading. But I'm going to go ahead and do Sylvia while we're here. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's put that up. Okay. Okay, so you want to know, what did you ask me again? Other. Okay, did you do something, Sylvia, to make him want to leave you? Did you do something to him to make him want to leave you, Sylvia? That's the question. Because nobody just ain't going to leave you now. What you doing? Look, what you doing? What you doing to him? You got to be doing something to him. And let me tell you something about some people, with people. People will leave you. It has nothing to do with you sometimes. Sometimes it's just the person, okay? Sometimes it's just the person. Okay, so you want to know if your significant other is going to leave you. Okay, I got a yes. Trust your feelings. Fulfill your desire, your heart's desire. Uh-oh, it says yes again. Taking flight. Somebody's taking flight. What she says, okay. She said, no, I just want to leave. I just want him to leave. He is a narcissist, always controlling. Well, you might be getting your wish here. And the last card is yes. Yes, he is going to. Okay. He's definitely going to. It says, the cards are saying yes, he's going to leave. Let me show them to you so you know I'm not just saying it. This was your first card. Yes. This is the second card. It says yes. And this is your third card. It says yes. Okay. So yes. You said he's not leaving soon enough. Give him time. He's going to get out. And let me tell you, don't feed into his narcissism. Okay. Don't. Let him do his thing. Let him go through his thing. Remember what your 111 said. It says be patient, and it says do things in moderation. That's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to be patient, okay? Yeah, she said you should ignore him. But if they're together, I don't know if she can ignore him right off the bat. But yeah, you're going to have to do that, okay? Anybody else wants to do a yes or no real quick? I'll put those cards right there. Okay, so you guys, we can do a reading now since you guys are out here. And you guys can tell me if any of this resonates with you. Okay? Let's see if this resonates with you. Okay. Yeah, let him be somebody else's problem. Okay? If and you know what? There's no cure for narcissism, but he probably need to get some help mentally. Some mental help. And don't attract somebody else who's just as controlling as he is. Because sometimes that's what we do. Our energy attracts somebody else who's just as narcissist and controlling as the last one. So that means when you get rid of him, that is the time for you. That is the time for you to work on you so you can be strong and know and change. Because, see, if you don't change this inside, your energy is going to attract that same person again. Yeah. And that's why we get into these relationships, one behind the other, one behind the other one, because you know what? We haven't changed us. When we don't change us, we're going to keep attracting that same thing. You got to change yourself. She said, okay, I'm researching just how he is, but I can't find a way out. Oh. What you mean you can't find a way out? Do y'all stay together? If y'all stay together, yeah, you can. How long you been with this person? Can you tell me how long you've been with this person? Because if you can tell me how long you've been with this person, that can affect why there is a problem with the leaving. Okay. I'm learning to follow my spiritual journey. Okay, awesome. So how long have you been with this person? Tell me how long you've been with that person. Let me know. We have a 7 of Wands. Competition and challenge. A struggle. Oh, wow. Just strong-willed and defiant. Somebody is in that. Remember this reading? Take from it. It's just a general reading. It's not a personal or specific reading. Take from this reading what resonates with you and yours. Okay. So it says on here, competition, challenge. So, trying to get rid of somebody, being defiant, the struggle. Okay. Struggle to make things happen. We have the death card, but we have the death card in reverse. So we're talking about somebody. You know what, Sylvia? Oh, golly, Sylvia. So y'all not married? Sylvia? 15 years is a long time. 15 years is a long time. And what are you praying for him for? Okay, hold up. Let me tell you what that is. That is the detachment of me. Okay, that's the detachment of me. That's the no nonsense, not tolerating side of me. Okay, I'm just saying. Not no. So are y'all married or y'all just dating? I mean, because you're not. I mean, if you're not married, you're together. Mm-mm. No, that's way too long. And do you want to be married? Okay, let me say something, Sylvia. Let me say something, baby. Okay, I'm putting on my coach hat now. Let me tell you what you cannot do with a man, with anybody. You cannot fix them. You cannot fix him. You have to let him be. Okay? Because if he wanted to be fixed, he would have been fixed already. He doesn't want to be fixed. You praying for him, the reason why your prayer is probably not being answered, because somebody, your spiritual guide, your creator, your source, knows it's not worth it. He knows it's not worth it. That's why the prayer is not being answered. I mean, that's my opinion. Let me just say that's my opinion. Because you're praying for someone who doesn't want change. If he doesn't want change, why are you spending your time with him? Okay. Okay, I got that. Okay. So you're saying he is breaking your heart, but who's in charge of your heart? Okay, again, I'm going to say this. I'm asking you this question. Who's in charge of your heart? So why are you allowing him to break something that belongs to you? Why? Okay. So, what do you have to do? What do you have to do now? Now that see you you have a problem, you have a solution to that problem, and you just solved it yourself. You actually recognized that you have a problem. The solution is you need to find a way to get away from him. Okay, you're saying you can't get him out of the house. Why? Is his name on the lease? I mean, is it your house? And I'm not getting personal with you on here because I really don't. I think I'm asking you these questions because I want you to answer your own question. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get you to solve your own problem. Now, you feel like you can't leave. Is that what you're saying? And that you can't get him out of the house. Do y'all have kids together? I mean, and I know that would be hard because if you got kids together, that would be a problem. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you were just in the car. Okay. Now, so right now might not be the time for you to want him to leave. And let me say this why I'm saying this. If you don't have any other way, remember when I told you, you said you had 111. Remember what I told you 111 said. Okay? Remember I told you 111 says moderation and patience. Okay? It says patience. Okay? And it says self-realization, realizing that you're in a situation that's not good for you. Okay? And it's also talking about manifestation. So, what you're going through is only temporary. It's only temporary. Okay? So, you might. Okay. All right. So, now you said you were in a car accident, you can't leave. So maybe right now is not the time to leave, sweetie. Maybe when you heal. Whatever is going on, when you heal, maybe that's when you need to leave. I mean, um do you work? Did you have a job? Were you taking care of yourself or was he taking care of you? Because I always tell women, don't ever be in a position where you can't take care of yourself. A lot of young women nowadays, they think you need a man to take care of you financially. No, always have your own. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care if he tells you not to work. I don't care about none of that. I tell every woman and every man, because men can be in abusive relationships too, have your own money. The key to getting away is having your own money. Okay? If you got your money, you can make moves. Okay? I'm going to tell any woman that. Always have your own money. Do not depend on somebody else to take care of you. Never. I don't care what anybody says about. See, we get into this mindset about relationships. Well, he got to do this for me. No, no, he doesn't. You don't want no one to have that much control over you, no matter what situation you're in. You don't want that control. You don't want anybody to have that kind of control. Yes, I've always taken care of me and him. And okay, Sylvia. Sylvia. I'm gonna say your name one more time so you get what I'm about to say. Sylvia, from a mama standpoint, I'm being a mama right now slash coach. Why are you holding on to him? There's got to be something deeper that you're holding on to him. It's got to be something else. And look, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I'm just a coach. I can't get deep with you, but it's got to be a reason why you're holding on to him. You're saying he won't leave, but why won't you leave? Let him have whatever it is. We get so attached to things. You can replace those things. Whatever it is, you can definitely get out of your situation and move on. Never, ever, ever think that you can't. Okay? Okay. Yes. So if you were in a very vulnerable place, you're no longer in that place. So now you can move on. There's no excuse for him to be in your life. Okay. No. Mm-mm. So, yeah, I get that. I've been there. I've been fooled before. Believe it or not. I've been fooled, bamboozled, but you got to come out of it now. Now there's no excuse. Now that you know, I hold women accountable. I hold men accountable in some of these situations. You're responsible for yourself, not him. Nah. You have to come to a point where you're like, okay, I'm done. You got to come to that. I understand everybody doesn't move the same way I do. I'm not a person to tolerate a lot. When you've taken me to that point where I don't no longer love you, I don't want to be around you, I'm gone. And I know that's not everybody. But you have to come to a point where when you're ready to move, you're going to move. When you're ready to take that plunge, you're going to do it. Okay. So I was learning about behavior and narcissism. Okay. All right. So I want that. And now that you know, okay, now that you know, don't hang around. You can look, you can learn about a narcissist in your own place. You ain't got to be there with him. You can be in your own place and learn about him. You can be anywhere else you want to be. You don't have to be there to learn about him. Yeah, detached. Yeah. You don't have to be in the same place with him. Nope. I'm sorry. To learn about him. I would get away as soon as I can. As soon as I can. Okay. So we're talking about the reverse death card. Okay. So we're talking about stagnation, staying in place, not moving around. Um, um, Fear of new beginnings. Sylvia, am I talking to you? Because this is what it's saying here. Oh my God. uh, Changes, but they're moving slowly. Okay. There's a lot of negative patterns that you're dealing with yourself, and you got to work it. That's why I tell people it's very important that you learn to do some self-reflection. Remember I told you guys about my self-care book? When I told you guys about my self-care book, I'm telling you that for a reason. This helps me. This guides me into things that are going on in my life daily. Okay? Yes, you need it. You do need that. Okay? You definitely need that. Okay, so now we got the hangman, and we have the hangman in reverse. As you know, the hangman talks about staying still, being patient, not moving around. But this right here is talking about you being indecisive. The reverse hangman is talking about being indecisive, delays, not moving on. Okay. Fear. Okay. You're having fear of moving on. Um, Again, that stagnation is still there. So we found that stagnation in the reverse death and in the reverse hangman card. Okay. So, so isolated from friends and related. This is okay. Yes. And okay, there you go. Okay. So now maybe, like I said, if this is what's happening to you, you need to come out of whatever. If you want something to happen, you make it happen, right? Am I right? You make it happen no matter what it is, you make it happen. This is what you have to do about your situation. You have to make it happen. Only you can do it. And I know, and you do need to have somebody that can support you. You need a support system in place. Um, says I don't. Okay, okay. So if you don't want him to stalk you, then you need to cut all ties with him when you leave. There's no need for him to stalk you if he has no way of getting in contact with you. I mean that there's no way for him to get in contact with you. So we have the Knight of Wands. So we have the Knight of Wands. Um, Somebody is being inspired. Action. Um, Somebody is self-confident. Um, and Sylvia, I'm not directing this reading to you. I'm asking you to take from the reading that you think that is inspiring you or resonates with you. Okay, I want you to understand that I'm not pinpointing you out. Okay, but all I know is his friends. I know that feeling. Um, you're going to have to figure out a way to get to leave. Um, you're going to have to figure out now if there's I don't want to there's no domestic violence in this, right? There's no domestic violence in this, right? Tell me that there isn't. Because if there is, then she says, okay. Okay, so, and then, okay, so you were strong before your husband. So bring back that strength. Bring back that strength. Okay, wow. So the Nine of Swords come up. You know what the Nine of Swords is? Having nightmares, anxiety. Wow. Overwhelmed, depressed, despair, and feeling hopeless. Wow. Okay. She says, to want better because you are better. That's right. That's right, Adriana. All right. So now, So now we have the Four of Pentacles. You're looking, there's security, um, stability is coming out of this. Also, um, something is blocking change. So something is not moving in the way that it's supposed to move. Okay. Cynthia, you're just, I don't want you to feel like you're alone in this because there's a lot of women who are in your situation. Okay. And it's probably a lot of men too. Men do not talk about their feelings in this way like women do. They just won't. It's a man thing, and you can't make them. But yeah, you have to start feeling better about yourself. Um, you've got to come to a point where when you've had enough, because I can tell you all day, but until you've had enough, that's when you're going to make that move. Yes, I need that. I don't know what's blocking my way, and yeah, and success. You're blocking it. You concerned about how all the stuff he's doing is blocking you. You're allowing him to stop you from moving on with your life because you've allowed him. Let me tell you what we do with men. There's one thing I learned that we do with men that's very detrimental to us as women, and men with women. We allow them too much control over us. We find ourselves losing ourselves in our men. And you're a perfect example of that. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying it in a way so you'll recognize what you've done. See, we have to be accountable for the things we do in relationships too. And what you've allowed yourself to do is because you've been told something back in the day, mom and dad or relationship tells you that you're not supposed to, once you're with that person, you're not supposed to separate. That's your best friend. No, that's not true all the time. That is not true all the time. Because your best friend wouldn't treat you that way. Okay? Yeah. You've lost your identity. Thank you for that. Exactly. You've lost your identity. Now it's time for you to get it back. You need to work on getting your identity back by any means necessary. Remember, in moderation and patience. Moderation and patience. Start doing little small things that you feel that you're taking yourself back. Little by little, your identity back. Now, it's going to take some time because you got 15 years of allowing him to have that much control over you and have him in around you and in you. When I'm saying, I'm not talking about sexually, I'm talking about his spirit, his energy being around you and being in you. Yeah, that's a long time. But I feel like I woke up from a bad dream. That's right. There you go. There you go. Okay. And you're still in that dream. You're still in that dream. Yeah. Okay. So we have the Six of Pentacles. Um, Somebody is being selfish. Somebody's being very unfair. Okay. Someone is doing a one-sided. Somebody is giving and the other person is just taking. Somebody also feels desperate. For some reason, they're feeling desperate. Okay. Um, and those feelings are all right. I'm not knocking those feelings, but what I'm saying is, this seems like somebody is in this mode of I need to have this done. I need this done. I need that done, but I'm not really ready to have it done. Okay. Let's see. Tell me what time frame it will happen. Oh, no. I can't tell you the time frame, baby. I can't tell you the time frame. But what you have to do is you can set the time frame. I don't need to say it. You can say in 30 days, I'm going to be out of here. That's a time frame. So if you start now, it's November 10th, right? It's November 10th. By December 10th, you should be packed and ready to go. That's a time frame. That's a time frame. If you want it done in 30 days, if you want it done in 90 days, you have to start prepping yourself for that time. Okay? It's up to you. I can't tell you a time frame because it's up to what you want to do, what you need to do. Okay? Because I don't know what your situation is. I don't know where you're at. I don't know. So you have to come up with the time frame. Okay, I'm going to get myself together and I want to be out of here in 30 days. So I'm going to go ahead and start now. If you have an accident, okay, yes. If you've had the accident while you're at home, let him do his thing. If he wants to, you don't have to feed into his negativity. Okay, you don't have to feed into his narcissism. You don't have to beg and plead with him. Do stuff in silence. Women do not understand. I've seen a lot of women do things to egg men on, to get them when they're frustrated. When a man is at that point of frustration, don't keep egging at him, poking him. You know when they say don't poke the bear, don't leave him alone. Let him go through his stuff. There's another book. It's called Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, and I learned so much from that book about how we deal with men, with our relationships with men. It's a good book to read. I think it's free. You can probably find it on the internet. Take time out and read that book because it really enlightened me. I read it like years ago, but I read it again on one of my shows. Um, and again, it re-enlightened me on how we handle men, how men are from Mars and women are from Venus. What makes the difference? That's why a man doesn't think the same way we do, because they're not from the same place we are. So when you learn that the things that you're doing, you have control. You're saying he's controlling, that's because you've given him that power. You never let anybody have power over you. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you don't let anybody have power over you. Because once you give them that power, men will use it. Women will use those bad things that you do, your secrets and everything on you. They'll when they get upset, they'll throw that back in your face. Yes. I've learned that silence will be great against me. Will used against me. Okay, I don't know what that means. How he curses me. Yeah, you okay, so being I mean, don't curse him back. Don't go tit for tat. Don't do that. I don't care what nobody says. Don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that. Because the more that he knows he's getting to you, the more he's going to do it. The more he's humiliating you, he's going to continue to humiliate you. Because guess what? You're going back and forth. Ignore it. I know that's crazy to say because nobody should be disrespected in that way. But he has taken my yes, he has. That's right. But I would be quiet and let him do his thing if he feels that way because in the back of your mind, you already got stuff planned out. You already know. In moderation, slowly but surely, putting things together, taking his name off of anything that he has his name on. Get you a separate bank account if you have to. I don't. I'm gonna. Okay. I'm gonna leave that alone. Cause then I don't want to keep. I should say if I tell him what is true, he'll twist everything. So don't waste your time. Quit wasting your time talking to him on that level. Just leave him alone. Right now, you're trying to get out of a situation. Talking to him and going back and forth with him is wasted energy. That's wasted negative energy that can be turned to positive energy. Okay? I'm going to say me. You're saying you pray for him. He hasn't changed in 15 years. I don't believe in all that. I'm not praying for nobody. If you've done me wrong, I'm not going to sit there and waste a prayer on you. I'm just going to get my stuff together and leave. Point blank. I'm not doing all that. But I understand. Yeah, she does. That's right. She does. You got it. I'm not doing it. I'm not praying for nobody that's treating me wrong. They don't get my prayer. No. And it takes time to learn that. Okay. Um, so so we're talking about the 10 of swords in reverse. So this is regeneration. So there's a possibility you're going to be able to do all this. This is not, excuse me, this is not directly at you, Sylvia. This is basically just saying, but it seems like this is like fitting your story for some reason. Resisting an inevitable end. You're trying to stop something from happening, which you shouldn't, or somebody is. Okay. Rising above your enemies. Rising above your enemies. Yes, 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 yes. And building something new. It's time for a new. Remember, manifestation 111. I keep bringing this card up because I want you guys to understand what she said she kept seeing. She kept seeing this card. And it says you are going to have some good stuff coming, new opportunities. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time. And it's not a coincidence. Okay? Taking action. Taking action. That means you're going to have to take action. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So also now we got the 5 of swords. Somebody is being selfish, okay? Betrayal. Somebody's betrayed somebody. We also talking about conflict. Conflict. Let's see here. Give me a second. Mm, 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 mm. I don't even know what I did with it. Okay. Let's see here. You guys, you gotta bear with me for a second here. Let's see. Nope. Give me a second, you guys. Okay. 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 I had to get my charger. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So we were just talking about the Five of Swords. So she said, Sylvia, yes, he's very selfish and sneaky along with betrayal of me. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You got to come out of that. Like Miss Adrian said, you got it. 100% got it. Okay. Disagreements. So there's some arguments going on. Battles. And then there's somebody who wants to give up, surrender, like, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing this no more. Somebody also is dealing with defeat. So that could be something to think about. Okay, now we have the sun in reverse. So yeah, we're talking depression, negativity, failure, having a pessimist. Sylvia, let me say this. Changing how you feel about your situation is also going to help you. Okay? Changing how you feel about your situation is definitely going to help you. You're not helpless and you're not hopeless. You're not helpless and you're not hopeless. The help that you need is going to come to you when you're least expected. Okay? The help that you need is going to come to you when you least expect it. But you have to learn patience. Yeah, I know. I know. You've got to learn patience and you've got to work on your plan. You just told me you were going to work on your plan. So you need to work on your plan. Okay? You've got to get out of your situation if you truly want to get out of it. Okay? You've got to start working to get out of it. It's up to you. Okay, so we have the Knight of Cups. So there's a possibility somebody has a new love coming in their life or already there and they haven't recognized them. Okay. Also, following your heart, being able to follow your heart. And if your heart is telling you that this person in your life or whoever this is the person for you, they're going to be that person. Okay. All right. And then we have the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is planning, Sylvia. Let me say this again. The Three of Wands says planning. Okay. Expansion. Okay. Moving on, moving forward. Oh, wow. Opportunities, progress. Again, 111 said the same thing, Sylvia. 111 says you're in for a lucky break. It may come as happy news, experience new opportunities, or an exciting acquaintance. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time. And it's not a coincidence, but a gift. So whatever you've been going through with the patience and everything else, you got it. It is how to say it is done. Okay? It is done. You got it. There you go. That's it on that one. Okay, so now I want to do the shadow work cards because I think they definitely need to be um, talked about. Let's see. Let's see what the shadow work cards are saying. Okay. Let's see what they're telling us. Sylvia, I think you came over here on purpose. There was a need for you to be in this, to be on my live. There was a need for you to be on my live. And then I'll do number cards. Most of the time, my cards are organized because I try to keep them together. So there was a need for you to come here. She said, I feel and see synchronicities of doing the right thing, and God has hidden me. So, yep, there you go. There you go. You just got to have the strength to do it. You're welcome. You're welcome. This is. Hope start with the heart. That's right. That is so right. Okay, give me a second here. Okay, so let's talk about shadow work. These are the shadow work cards. Let's see what's going on along with this one. Because something else is going on. Okay. Let's see. Resisting change. Resisting change. Uncertainty about the future requires you to adapt to new ways of doing things. There we go. New way of doing things. Wow. Arrogance. Did you say arrogance? You said arrogance, didn't you? Wow. You said arrogance. Oh my God. So it says here, inability to see your flaws, know your limitations while trying to learn and improve. You said the word arrogance. Yes, you did. Okay. Toxic. Toxic. Oh my God. You may be projecting your unresolved issues onto others. Don't cause harm. Okay. That doesn't necessarily mean directed at you yourself. I don't see you as being a toxic person. I think who your significant other. Mysterious shift. Wow. Personal growth can happen quickly and in ways you may not initially understand. So the personal growth is right behind. Sylvia, you came over here on purpose. You came on here on purpose. Okay? Yes, that's right. That's right. And even though you guys, this is just a general reading, but Sylvia it's kicking on Sylvia. Sylvia, I hope you're being truthful to me and you're not scamming me because I don't like being played with. I love helping people. It is who I am. You better be for real. Okay? And then look, facing fears. Look. It's not about being fearless, but having the courage to progress despite them. So no matter what, you have to keep having, if you have a plan of action in place, no matter what you're going through, keep with that plan. Don't stop doing that plan. Okay? Okay. Oh, wow. Now, this is just your shadow work. Deception. So you're being deceived. It says deception is a slippery slope that erodes trust, honesty, builds connection, and authenticity. So you have to understand how important it is that you're being authentic to yourself, too. Okay? Because sometimes we're not authentic to ourselves. And I know that sounds crazy, but we're not. And because we're not, a lot of crazy stuff starts happening to us. We have to be truthful to ourselves. If we realize that this is not going to work, we need to say, okay, this is not going to work. I got to go. I mean, That goes with your job. It doesn't necessarily always be about a relationship. It could be about your job. It could be about anything. You have to recognize who you are. And that's a lot of times when people get into relation, I'm going to start asking these questions when I talk to people who are dealing with situations in their relationships. I want to start asking the question, um, how do you feel about yourself? Are you sure of yourself? Are you loyal to yourself? Are you self caring? How are you feeling? Because lots of times we're broken and we get into relationships broken. And we're looking for this person to come along and fix that broken part of us. And that's not their job at all. I don't know where we get off having this mindset that it's somebody else's responsibility to fix us. No, no, they're not supposed to fix us. Okay? And we think through their love they're supposed to fix us. No, no. Because you should come in a relationship already fixed. You should come in a relationship already loving yourself. You should come in a relationship with your own mind and your own way of doing things. You should come in a relationship knowing that you're not going to get lost in this person. And we don't do that. What we do is we go and we give them our all. And you know, it only takes but some good sex most of the time. Some good sex for us to give our all. And before you know it, we're telling everything. We're doing everything. We're sharing everything. Don't do that. Mm-mm. We don't take time out to learn the person. We don't take time out to find out if they really are friends, or if things get rough, how do they handle things. We don't find out none of that. And then when we bump into all these roadblocks and these bad times and stuff, we can't get upset with nobody. We got to get upset with ourselves because we weren't sure enough. We didn't love ourselves enough to know that this is not for me. This is not what I want. And then we get so deep in it, we deny ourselves of a time when we could have fixed this prior to us getting deep into the relationship. And we didn't do it. So now we're dealing with this Monday. We're dealing with a monster now. And that's the scary part about it. Because now we got to figure out how we're going to get away from this monster. Okay? Show yourself some respect. Start with a little bit, and you can believe that you are more than that. That's right. And I'm going to suggest mirror work. Okay? And what is mirror work? Is getting up in the morning, or you can do it in the morning time, anytime you want. You can do it 2 or 3 times a day, whatever works for you. Stand in the mirror and tell yourself how much you love yourself. Get yourself some affirmations that you can say to yourself. Okay? And say it over and over again. If you do it for 3 or 4 days, do it. If you do it for a week, do it. So that you can build up your love for yourself. And when you build up the love for yourself, you'll see everything around you is not going to be the same. Because now you love you. And nobody's not going to be able to come in and treat you any kind of way without respecting you. They're not going to be able to do that. And you're going to know that they're being disrespectful. And you're going to say, I don't appreciate you talking to me that way. I don't appreciate you saying the things you say to me. You're going to be able to say that because I'm worth more than that. You tell them, I'm worth more than that. No matter what you say, I'm worth more. And you have to tell them that. But you have to believe that yourself. Okay? Change. It says change. The Agonite. Be the change that you wish to see in the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. The Rudashka. Zen. Walk as if you're kissing the earth with your feet. I tell you guys that too. Ground yourself. We coming up on a full moon. This is the time. Well, I know I can't ground myself out in my yard because it was just had water in it. I'm just kidding. But we did have a bad rain for the last 2 days. But there's other ways of grounding. You can rub your hands together. You can clap your hands. There's several different ways you can ground yourself. But you need to do that. The word growth came out. It says, and the day came when The risk to remain tight in a bud was more than the risk of actually blossoming. So you've got to come to that. Okay, so somebody's dealing with lust. Oh man. Each of us born with a box of matches inside of us, but we can't strike them all by ourselves. So in other words, you're saying you need to have somebody to strike them with, which is fine as long as it's the right person. And then fresh start. Fresh start. As long as I am breathing in my eyes, I am just the beginning. Oh wow. So you can start over anytime you want. Let me tell you, I've started over many times. Okay? It's nothing wrong with it. It's not a shame to start over. Open. It's telling you need to be open. You need to be open. It says the only way to find true happiness is to risk being completely cut open. It's just cut open, not actually cut open, but they're talking about open your heart and your mind and putting yourself in that position. Okay, so let's see what we have here. I know cards. My I know cards are very good here. Okay. Y'all don't let me talk you to death, but I like talking because, I mean, this is what I do. Let's see. I was cut off, but you have confide all what I've been seeing. Oh, wow. Wow. Confirmed. Well, that's wonderful, sweetie. That is wonderful. Okay, it says here, I know that my blessings come from being thankful for what I already have. I am grateful. Wow. I know that my future self will thank me for the hard work. I am doing the work. That's you doing the work. Listen at this one. I know that nothing bad lasts forever, even when my emotions tell me otherwise. I am never stuck. Sylvia, you were brought to this channel on purpose. Okay? I know that my finances will be taken care of, even when I don't see how. I am secure. Yes, 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 yes. I know that nothing can get in the way. What is meant for me, I am on the right path. Making that plan and putting things together for yourself is where it's supposed to be. I know that I do not need to avoid making others uncomfortable by playing small. There you go. I am taking up space. Taking up space, moving on with my life. That is what you're going to do. Yes, 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 yes. Love, 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 love. I'm loving that. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do the numbers. Let's do our angel numbers next. Let's do that. Yeah, I want to do the angel numbers next. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. What do we have going on here, miss? Woo! Lord, I wasn't expecting this. I'm going to have to start doing this, huh? As long as people don't come in here acting crazy, because we know we have our crazies come in here. But you guys have been so wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love this. Okay, so yes, I affirm myself. Yes, exactly. Awesome, awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. We have a 666 says reflect. Love, affection, compassion, kindness, attention, self-love. There's the word self-love. Several unexpected developments will enter your life and impact how you feel. This is a chance to reevaluate your identity. You need a mental shift toward greater optimism, self-assurance, and trust. Put your faith in your gut and inner voice. Pay attention to your feelings and use them to help you become a better person. Wow, deep. 0707, compromise, self-awareness, forgiveness, professionalism, empathy, tenacity, and freedom. Let go of what no longer serves you. Let me say this again. Let go of what no longer serves you. Stop holding on to grudges. Express your emotions and aim toward a compromise. Where there is lack of understanding, it's best to just move on. Where there's lack of understanding, it's best to just move on. Let me say this again. Where there is a lack of understanding, it's best to just move on. The truth will set you free. Mm, mm, mm. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. And how did you come up in there? We already talked about you. 1111 came up in the reading, and I already did the cards. So it says here, wish come true, moderation, patience. Remember, I said flowing, self realization, manifestation, gateway, taking action. You're in for a lucky break. It may come as happy news, experience new opportunities, or an exciting acquaintance. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time. It is not a coincidence, but a gift from fate. So he came up in the reading. Wow. Okay, 1001. Spiritual awakening. Yes, 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 yes. New beginnings, personal development, prioritizing creativity, and heading in the right direction. A new phase in a religious or spiritual quest. You're going through a spiritual awakening, which can feel like the dark night of the soul. You're on the path to an enlightenment, and this too shall pass. There you go. This too shall pass. Then we got 888. Karma, balance, finances, success, wealth, cycles. What goes around comes around. A lot of money is coming your way. Okay? Fortune refers to more than just monetary and material success. If you don't appreciate the people in your life now, you won't have them tomorrow. This message encourages you to take personal responsibility and use it to realize your greatest potential. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, wow. Yes, this is right on it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 12, 34. Good luck. Okay, Miss Sylvia. I don't want to sound like I'm directing this to you, but I'm directing this to you. It says spiritual guides, progress, justice, structure, systems, processes, conditioning, and rules. You're on the right track. Someone from the other side has your back and has encouraged you to try your best. So your husband has your back, even though he's no longer here. You will succeed. Observe your surroundings and communicate clearly. Be sure that everything will fall into pieces. Right? I think what they're saying is fall into where they need to go. Yeah, yep, you're right. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. This is right on point. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's talk finances. Not well, I guess yeah, this is pertaining to money. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on here. Wow, I cannot believe that 11 came out. That 11 came out of there. Boy, they just, oof, this is a good reading. The unknown is not all bad. That's right. That's right. You're right. It sure isn't. You're right. Sometimes we just got to be patient. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Traveler. There is an opportunity for you to travel for work or business. You might be attending a convention or training that will enhance your skills. Yes, 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 yes. Uh-oh. Skills. Investing in your skills is a great way to generate money. You can provide services using your expertise to build a stable income. Perspective. Your viewpoint about money is changing positively. It's time to see the bigger picture in growing your finances. Your values are affecting your decisions. Yes, 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 yes. Somebody is going to get advanced. Career growth can be expected in your field of work. Opportunities are coming your way, so don't waste your time and improve your finances. Improve your finances. Your assets. Your investments are growing fast, so if you haven't tried investing yet, this is the right time. Your future promises long-term Stability. Yes, 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 yes. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Remember again, just this is a general reading. Take from this reading what resonates with you. If you want a personal reading, go to hypesy.com, Queen Universal, and I can do a personal reading with you. Okay. Actually, Sylvia's getting this. She doesn't even know it. It's it says, okay, I got that one. Okay. Adjustments, making adjustments. You may need some adjustments in your spending. Your expectations are not met at this time. It's better to be prepared than sorry. Than sorry. Yes, 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 yes. That part probably don't pertain to you, Miss Sylvia, and that's all right. Okay. I know what I have. Let's do these mind info cards because let's talk about something here. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so let's see here. Put that there. That there. Okay, so let me see what questions I want to ask on these. Here we go. We're going to do the 7 question. So this one says, this is relationship energies is the first question. Your energies in regards to the relationship. Their energies regards to the relationship. The obstacles, which is your challenges. What is the best course of action? The outcome and their message to you. So let's see what's going on here. So the first question is, what is the relationship energy? Choices, making choices. It says you're being asked to make a choice that you've been struggling with. It's time to decide which path you're going to take. Listen to your intuition. Eliminate everyone else's input and feel your way into the choice that is right for you. The time is now. Wow. Your energies. Your energy is fresh start. So in your mind, you already want a fresh start. You're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to this gift that you've been given. Wow. Their energies. Connect. You're being asked to connect with others in meaningful ways. Sometimes it's helpful to get new perspectives and to simply be around other people. You're in need of this right now, and deep connections will benefit you in many ways. Wow. Obstacles. What are the obstacles? Step back. That's deep. Step back. You're being asked to step back from your life in order to gain perspective. When you're too close to a situation, it can be hard to make a decision. Span out and view your life from a distance so you can get a perspective needed. Didn't we talk about perspective earlier? Wow. Wow. Okay. Best course of action. Best course of action? Create. You're being asked to connect with your creative side in whatever way feels best. This part of you needs extra attention right now. It needs to be expressed in a bigger way. There we go. Wow. So what is the outcome? This outcome is 3 to 6 months down the line. Wow. You're going to be able to celebrate. You're being asked to celebrate a recent accomplishment, no matter how big or small. Do something special to commemorate the moment. You deserve that and so much more. So we're talking 3 to 6 months. According to that, you're going to be able to celebrate. That's good. And then this is their message to you. They're saying jump in. You're being asked to take a chance and give whatever you're questioning a try. The stars will never align in just the right way. Sometimes you have to take that leap anyway. And this is the time. There we go. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. Okay. Okay. So, Boy, this is hitting right, man. This is hitting right. And we ain't even finished. Okay. All right. No, I need perspective. Okay. And I want to become an artist for God. All right. You can do that. You can do whatever you want to do. The sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. Don't sit on your dreams. I listened to Les Brown, who's a motivating speaker, and he says there's so many dreams that are in grave sites right now because it went with the person who didn't live out their dream. They were too busy doing everything else but living their dream. So he said there's so many dreams that are at the grave site. You can't stop dreaming. Okay, it says wealth. You're working toward real wealth and prosperity in your life. Keep investing in yourself and look into long-term career plannings. Short term, the position is temporary, so don't be too attached to it. No worries, you will find something that's even more fulfilling and prosperous. Yes, 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 yes. Make it work. You have all the tools you need to succeed, but you have to put in the effort. You excel at working with your hands and fixing problems. Yes, yes, yes. Flashback. People from the past return. You may work with a previous coworker or take back an old job. You get a second chance. Influence. Use your influence for change. You may do public speaking, social videos, or interviews. Your voice and opinions are important. So you can actually take what you've learned from this relationship. Let me quit. On the road. No, I'm just kidding. Education. You may need to take a class or do some research to find a better position, or you may find yourself writing a book or teaching others. Last but not least, wisdom. You're called to serve as a mentor for someone or as a role model and guide who can show the way. Use your wisdom and experience. That's for someone. Someone who needs that. Okay, so I am going to do. Oh, I know what else I hadn't done. Okay, so let's see what our life purpose cards will tell us today. Okay, let's see what we got here. That's right, they're gonna come, and you're gonna be able to get out that relationship that you no longer want to be in. I promise you, you will. I promise you, you will. Okay. Yep. That's right. Leadership, take charge. It says leadership, take charge of this situation. Yes. A builder, your innate ability to build and create bring a deeper sense of accomplishment. Music, your connection to music is healing for yourself and others. Creative expression, your soul longs to express yourself, your itself creatively. Study, reading, research. Didn't we talk about education earlier? And education will help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. Then we have nutrition, your conduct healing work with your culinary skills. You conduct healing work with your culinary skills. Okay. That's what it says there. Let's see what your spirit animal. Let's see. We hadn't done the spirit animal in a while, you guys. In a long time. We hadn't done the spirit animal. So what the spirit animal is today? Oh, a dolphin says play, swim in the happy joy of living, inhale confidence and exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom, go with the flow. There we go. I think one of the numbers had something similar to that. Yeah. I think we need to talk about some spiritual awakening here. But first, let's do some. Here. Oops, put those there. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what our soulful affirmations got for us today. What does our soulful affirmations have for us today? Sylvia, you were on it, girl. You were on it. She said, yes, I would be very good as a teacher. Yes, you can do it. You can definitely do it. There's nothing you can do. I mean, there's nothing that there's a limit to anything. It could be anything you want. I don't know why people think that there is a limitation to what we can do. There's never been a limitation. We put the limitations on ourselves. That's what happens. We actually put the limitations on ourselves. It says B. Wow. We look to the past wondering what could have been. We look to the future wondering what will be. What if we were to look at the present, sinking our teeth into juicy, sacred goodness that is right now? What if we were to just be? Be without worry, be without fear, be without anxiousness, without planning or rewriting. What if we were to just be fully saturated, fully immersed in all the love and joy and uncertainty around us, to just be? And let what has been be what it is, and let what is to be what it will. Just be. Oh, that is awesome sauce. That was awesome sauce right there. Totally awesome sauce. You're welcome. You're welcome. So we're going to do a spiritual awakening, and we're going to ask these questions. We're going to ask these questions. It says the first question is, what are you resisting within yourself? The second question is, what have you to embody to manifest what you want in the world? And then your greatest resistance, what you have mastered, what others need to align with you, and the sign that you have been waiting for. This has been a real juicy reading. Very juicy. Awesome sauce. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Loving it. Let's see. So the first question is, what are you resisting within yourself? What are you resisting within yourself? Let's see, what are you resisting? Wow, the law of perfection. Choose to view life in all its glory. Wow. What you have to embody to manifest what you want in this world? The law of divinity. Within you is the same source that created the entire universe. Yes, 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 yes. Your greatest resistance. What is your greatest resistance? The law of nature. Reconnect with Mother Earth. Didn't we talk about grounding earlier? Yes, 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 yes. What have you mastered in this time? The law of internality. Live like you are dying. There we go. Wow. Good. Awesome. 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 Yes, 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 yes. Okay. What others need to align with you. The law of cause and effect. Change your beliefs, change your life. There we go. There we go. That's right on time. And the sign that you have been waiting for, the law of correspondence. See life as the ultimate mirror guiding you to the highest version of yourself. Yes, 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 yes. I am loving it. It is hitting so wonderful today. These cards are hitting, man. They are hitting. Yes. Yes, they are. They're hitting very. Let me make sure I got all of them. Nope, I didn't think I did. So we're going to talk about our power elements. We're going to talk about our power elements. Let's see what's going on over here. Woo! Woo. Miss Sylvia, you gave me. I'm excited now because I know you got it. I know you got it. You got every bit of it. Okay. Be patient. Be patient. It says here, take time to connect to your inner compass. It's time for you to work on yourself. All is well. Let your emotions flow through you. There we go. Whew. Gather together your own community of support and love. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, because it's my inner thoughts that changed my real. That's right. That's right. That's right. Watch your words. How you handle yourself. Own it. Be aware of how you express your fear. And everybody doesn't need to see your fear because lots of people would love to use your fear against you. Let me say that again. Lots of people would love to use your fears against you. Protect and shelter. Let in only those you trust. Let in only those you trust. If you no longer trust a person, you no longer should be dealing with them. You don't let them close to you. Okay? Oh, you would not believe what it says here, Sylvia. Look, it says break away. It says break away. Oh my God. Grow and expand with life. Come on, Sylvia. You came over here on purpose. You came over here on purpose. Because this has been like right on. You got a free personal reading. That's what you got. Wow. Yes, that's right. Wow. Wow. This is awesome. I'm telling you guys, I'm just like floored with this. Because she came in here and Lord, it just started. These cards start saying, just shooting it out. Yep. Yes, that's right. You're right. Okay, so let's see what you got here. Service. Service. I feel good when I can help others. Oh, yes, yes, yes. That card jumped out. The word envy. I am the same as everybody else, but with different challenges. Because you know what? It might be somebody that is jealous of you and they don't realize that life ain't perfect for you. They think you got it going on. When reality is you going through hell. They don't need to know that. Okay? They don't need to know that about you. Denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Some of us stay in denial of situations. Sylvia, you would not believe this next card. Seeking, chosen one. And just learn all. Yep. The next card says relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Wow. Wow. Balance. Finding balance. Yes. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. There we go. Oh. Discipline. Yes, 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 yes. You need discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. There we go. There we go. Oh my God. I am just so flabbergasted. Oh my God. Okay. We are going to wind this up. Oh, I want to thank each and every one of you guys who came and hang out with me doing this live stream. You know, you guys, I told you I was gonna come and talk to you personally. And you guys, I'm on podcasts, I'm on radio, I do so many things. So I don't just do readings. I do other stuff too. And that's because of my humanitarian part of me that keeps me doing other things. Okay? Um and for sure all of them connect. Everything that I do connects, okay? It connects 100%. Um she said, I feel that I'm an earth angel. Yeah, could be. That's right. Could be. Could be. Okay. 9 and 1 is 10. It says surrender. Didn't we see surrender earlier? Came out again. Surrender. Let it all go. Okay. Financial discipline. 4 plus 8 is 12. Somebody needs some financial discipline. Okay. Effort. Putting in the effort. 1 and 3 is 4. Putting in the effort. Making sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Wow. Spiritual career, 7 and 8. Wow, 7 8 is 15. Wow. Intuition, we were just talking about that. Intuition, 2 plus 2 is 4. And one more, happy ending. Oh my God, happy ending. Finally, I need to magnetize the right people in my path. That's right. To forward my journey so I can help other women just like me and help them seek the face of the living word, which is Jesus Christ. If that's what you believe, that's fine with me. Yes, 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 yes. You got it. You guys. This Miss Sylvia came in here stirring up stuff. Stirring up stuff. Getting this all riled up. And this was a wonderful reading. I hope I helped you, Sylvia. I want you to come back and let me know from time to time. You don't have to come back immediately, but from time to time, come back. This was perfect. Yes, if it works, it works. That's right. And even if you have a little setback, that's fine. That is let me tell you, setbacks helps you for the come up. That's all. That's all setbacks are. Mistakes are supposed to happen. Those are lessons learned. Okay? Doesn't matter. Lessons learned. Write it off. I've been through that. Check it off. I've been through that. Check it off. I've been through that. You have your wounds and everything that you've been through, your battle scars of life is all right to have them. Learn from them. Use them to help other people. Okay? Yes. Use them to help other people. That makes me feel so great and powerful. Yes, 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 yes. That's right. It does. Definitely. Definitely, Miss Sylvia. You're right. You guys, whew, you were heavy tonight, y'all. I'm going to have to come live again because all y'all usually see is my fat little fingers. I'm going to have to do this again. I might not do it as often, but when I do my readings, but I definitely enjoyed this. This was wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, I also do scary stories. I love doing scary stories. So I also have some scary stories here in this channel. If you want to check them out, if you like thrillers, mysteries, and all that. I'm just kind of starting to do that. I think they're cool to do because I love reading out loud. So if you want to check those out, you can check those out. I have another one coming out soon. I'm still working on it, putting it together. But I definitely hope this has been a great time for you guys. It's been an awesome time for me. I really enjoyed that. And Adriana, thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. She's like a little helper. I'm going to have to make her my moderator. Where she come in and take out any negative stuff. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, everybody who came in on the chat. You guys have been wonderful. And definitely come back. Our next reading, because I try to do it every 2 days, our next reading probably be on Tuesday evening. Okay? I think I got a show tomorrow. Yeah, Tuesday evening we'll do another reading. But yeah, keep us abreast, Miss Sylvia, of what, the steps you've taken to get out of your situation, because as you know, you found out tonight you deserve better. And I know it's hard. And I'm going to say this, and I know you're very religious, but I'm going to say this, ma'am. This is what I would do. Your prayers that you're having for this person and they're not changing, I think you should use those prayers for yourself. That's what I think. I think you should use those prayers for yourself. Um, I think they'll be at better use. Um, and I'm not saying that you can't pray for you and him, but I think right now you should be concentrating on yourself and getting yourself together and doing what you need to do for yourself. You need to be a priority right now. And I'm going to say that again. I'm saying it directly to you. You need to be the priority, not him. Okay? Yep. You need to be the priority, not him. Let him do himself. I'm not saying ignore him and, totally shut him down. I'm saying do not feed into all his negativity and understand how important mirror work is. Love yourself first. Okay? Tell yourself how important you are to you. Be grateful. Always have so much gratitude in being here and thankful for so much. Okay? You can do that. Okay? And know that you are awesome. You're awesome by yourself, not with anybody else. You're awesome by yourself. And when you start doing that, watch how your mind will change. Putting yourself first is a priority in this situation. Don't put yourself in danger, but put yourself first. Plan. Put your plan together. Make sure you have everything in place when it's time for you to pack your stuff and say, I'm no longer doing this. Be able to leave. Have everything in place. Because you already said he won't leave. You leave. Unless you have to know that you're better than what you're going through. You're better than your situation. And the more you be grateful and gratitude, you use gratitude in your affirmations too, promise you things we're going to change for you. Okay? Okay. But you are probably leadership material. You're a leadership material because you need to be the leader of yourself. That's where it starts, with you. You can't lead anybody unless you have led yourself. And the way you lead yourself is to be in tune to you. Not anybody else, you. Okay? All right, you guys. I am going to see here. It is 10 o'clock here. Wherever you guys are, I don't know. We're on the Central Standard Time. So anywhere else is probably 11, 12. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I have enjoyed this to the fullest. Thank you, Miss Sylvia, for making me work tonight, because you made me work tonight. Okay? Thank you, guys. We should be back to Tuesday. And usually I do it in the daytime. You know what? I'm not going to be able to do it in daytime because I think I have an appointment Tuesday. And if you have any veterans in your family, tell them Happy Veterans Day, please. Definitely. There's a lot to being a veteran. I love being a veteran, and I love my veterans. But you guys have a great night. Thank you, Miss Adriana. You guys have a wonderful day. If you don't have to go to work tomorrow, relax, enjoy your day. Okay, some of us don't have to work tomorrow. So relax and enjoy your day. So we're going to let you go, and I'm going to say bye.